This is a really fast session, guys, and that's why it's called a high-speed crash course in design thinking. I'm not going to talk much about myself. My name is Matt Badgley. I'm a coach. Been doing this stuff for a while. I'm on LinkedIn, so you can look me up. And this presentation will be available. So if you have questions, just shoot me, or just hey, observations and things like that. I'd love to hear from you. So first off, as we dive into this design thinking process, do we have folks that have done this? So design thinking, okay. I have a hand, one really mousy hand. Oh, we got one hand.
Sorry.
Thanks, Shannon. Shannon, right? Thanks. Yeah. Awesome. So I teach this stuff as part of just coaching teams and just normal teams. Doesn't mean you have to leverage the design thinking process. It just helps people start building some muscle memory and some ways to start leveraging these same ideas. And these are the same ideas, of course, we preach and teach. Whether or not we're applying lean or agile, what have you. Again, trying to get people to work better together. And there's multiple process models of this. This is, they call it the D.school, the design school out of Stanford. And by the way, we're going through, what we're doing is they call it their virtual crash course. And I sent them a little mail, hey, you guys mind if I do this? They go, yeah, it's open source, go for it. I said, can I do it in an hour? They said, good luck. Because it's about 90 minutes. So we've condensed it down. So when we start getting moving, guys, we're going to be moving really fast. And part of the thing, you'll see a note here in a minute, I'm probably going to annoy you guys. And it's going to get really loud. Who's the best whistler in here? Do we have any good whistlers? Who does the finger thing? Awesome. What's your name again? We met early. Dahlia? Dahlia, I might be tapping you on the shoulder, okay? But listen for music. I'll have music playing. When the music stops, try to look up, okay? Anyways, back to the process. So it's a 5-step process. One thing to note about this, it looks linear. It's not intended to be linear. This is just the easiest way to express it. And also, not to mention, that, you can see them: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. You can enter this thinking mindset at any point, meaning that we might be comfortable with our problem statement, and that's what we do here in define. We define our problem statement. We might feel that we're pretty, rock solid. We get a really good understanding of it. So we might already start there, and we might just start with brainstorming and ideation. And vetting out and learning from there. Because guess what? We might learn stuff here that might redefine our problem statement. So that's why we look at this thing. You can see it: empathize, of course, getting to know our user, not just understanding their demographics and personas, which is what we typically do, but making their problem our problem. Without violating, if you're a product owner, without violating the rule of you're not your customer. Right? So there's a little bit of dichotomy, but especially if you're an engineer or you're working with engineering teams, it's incredibly valuable to sit back and say, really are they trying to solve, and try to slow down and empathize, right? So defining, of course, is understanding the statement, and we'll get a little bit more into that. Ideation is just, it's all about learning. So brainstorming, what sucks is we became teenagers and we became self-conscious about our drawing. So do we have any artists in the room? Anybody who strives to be an artist? So artistry, like you guys ever seen, I talk about a purpose-driven stuff too, and purpose-driven is definitely a curve of the generations. Like the millennials and stuff are really high, or even now the Gen Zs, and the baby boomers, as they're retiring, because as you get older, you get more purpose-driven. The same thing with artistry, by the way, because as you get older, you start exploring more things to master, and you have time, and you really don't care about what other people think anymore. So the same thing with artistry. So the idea here is we're not caring, guys. So, we leave our egos at the door and we just sketch and we have fun and we come up with this designs to get feedback. We actually come up with something, we prototype it, and we get it in our users' hands, as fast as possible. That's one thing they talk about. Who's read Marty Kagan's book, Inspire? I think Shannon. She's got a good arm. But it's a great book, and in there, of course, he talks about minimal viable prototype instead of a product. Get something in our users' hands, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. And then, of course, testing. And sooner we can get feedback, the better, to know whether or not we're a fit and start getting to that product fit. So that's the process. Why do I teach this? It's empathy muscle. This is not something that everybody does naturally sometimes. We think we do as humans, but we kind of, we assume all too often. Again, think we know the problem space. We think we know more than the person who's struggling, and we might not, right? So empathy is key. The right problem, there's the story of the elevator, slow elevator. It hurts me, yes. Anybody how they solved the slow elevator? Put mirrors, right? Because really they reframed the problem once they started talking to people. It wasn't just the fact that this elevator is slow, it's the fact that people were annoyed that they're waiting on an elevator. So what do? You distract them by putting a mirror up, and they start looking at themselves. And there's no better way to distract somebody than to either talk about themselves or have them look at themselves. And I have this same, of course, that's the old Jeff Patton awesome picture of Mona Lisa of iteration. But I like it because you iterate to learn, right? It reinforces. We're not just iterating for the fact of iterating. We're iterating for the fact of feedback. And then also, I do this exercise because I try to teach people you don't have to get it right the first time. Matter of fact, you're probably wrong the first time. So let's just latch onto that. And the last one, innovation. So I wish it said fry sauce. So anybody from Utah, you can get fry sauce. But the best ideas come when you get groups of people together and you get teams together. It's not all about groupthink, but getting multiple ideas to collide and see what happens. So that's why I like it. And so let's dive in. Session, I already said this, d.school. Go try it. I recommend, if anybody here is an Agile coach, when I'm guessing there's some Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, and product owners, super easy session to do because you just hit play. The biggest thing you have to do is have the supplies out and have enough supplies. Be a student. And what I mean by this, guys, and this is a direct quote from them, is like, you got to step out of your normal job for this session. So just understand that. And you might apply this stuff later, but just come in here. It's all about the learning. Let yourself be an innovator. We're going to do a really cool little simple thing here today. It's called redesigning the gift-giving experience. And I've seen some absolutely amazing ideas come out of this short hour. And I guarantee you, if you try to be that innovator, again, I'm going to be a pain in the neck. So I apologize. It's super fast-paced. Trust the process, guys. When you flow through this, at the end, again, you'll be amazed at what kind of things you actually come out of it. And this is not, by the way, this session is not solely about teaching all the ins and outs of design thinking. It's about experiencing it so you can go take it back and be inspired to take it back and try it with your teams to try to, again, it's a muscle memory thing. It's once you start doing it, it becomes really, really fun. Last question I have, partner up. You need to find a partner. So, all right, now I'm going to, so at your tables, find somebody that either you know or you don't know, it doesn't matter. But 2 people, we don't want 3s. If we have to have a 3, we'll do a 3. But otherwise, try to partner up. With somebody, all right? Go do that now. So this hopefully is easy. You can look next to yourself. We can get this out of your way. Okay. All right. All right. So one of you guys call yourself partner A. The other one, partner B. It's really crazy. So make sure you know who you are, A or B. And this is not alpha or beta. We're not going there. All right? So, yes, ma'am. You got an odd. Anybody else have an odd that we can? Okay, so we have an odd over there. We have an odd back there. Can one of you guys maybe?
Not really, you're not odd.
Well, yeah, you're calling somebody odd. That's okay. As we start going through the exercise, you guys try to find a pairing. All right? Because, by the way, when you do it in 3s, this warning, if you do this in the session with folks, when you start doing it in 3s, it takes longer. As soon as you add that additional person, there's this craziness about number of connections of communications. All right, so this is the gift-giving experience. By the way, what we're doing here, this is the act of, hey, oh crap, I forgot. I got my mother-in-law. His birthday, who actually was this past week, so it always happens. My do these sessions always have something I screwed up on. And her birthday was actually Tuesday. Crap, I need to get her a gift. Look, I relate to my mother-in-law, but if you go into her house, it's very sparse. Lady just doesn't care for any physical objects. So she does like to travel. So maybe I can do some sort of travel. So it's the idea of I got to come up with an idea, I got to procure it, give it to her, and hopefully get some feedback that she liked it or not liked it or just meh, well, no. So that's the idea. It's just the gift-giving experience from end to end, from coming up with the idea, getting it into their hands, and hopefully getting some type of feedback. We're not talking about the gift itself. So we're not saying, hey, well, you have your daughter, you're trying to shop for your daughter, here's a great idea for your daughter. No, that's not what we're doing, right? It's the actual the act of giving a gift. Okay, is that clear? Everybody cool? Awesome. So here's what we do. So I'm going to have the first step is, of course, Starting to be some empathy, right? So I'm going to ask you guys, it's going to get really loud in here, so you probably have to lean in a little bit to each other. And that's when, not just lean in the process, but lean into each other. And go ahead and ask questions and start digging into what their last gift-giving experience was. All right? And it could be, if somebody doesn't say, I don't know what my last one was, well, what do you majorly do when you give gifts? Okay? All right? You're going to get 3 minutes each. So I'm going to give 3 minutes, and I'm going to shout, switch, partner. So we're going to start with partner A, talking to partner B, and then I'm going to switch, okay? You guys good with that? And that's how this thing's going to start flowing. All right? All right, and there will be a little bit of music in the background, so hopefully it won't be that loud. So go. Super loud room. Switch it up. Go the other way around. B now interview A. You have 3 minutes. Switch it up, yeah. Switch it on up. Do you need some paper? Anyway, just kind of write one, just use blank paper. Should be work just fine, yeah. All right, yeah. Okay, great, awesome. Awesome, and you're the best. Get the hands in there, get everybody together, yeah. And wave like this. All right, cool. All right, so you guys did amazing. So with it being the small room and really loud, you guys were leaning in, so thank you for doing it. It's hard. So their next step, and I see some feverish notes, some really good notes. Your next step is to kind of, as an interviewee, or an interviewer and interviewee, so as an interviewer, you want to get a little deeper. So if you heard something in something they said, maybe some innuendo even, or something, it's hard to tell body language in here, but if you saw something really weird, dig a little deeper. Now, if you watch the video, they'll tell you if you can get somebody to cry, you score points. Now, if you get somebody to cry in 2 minutes, you really have, you found the chord you're really looking for. So that said, so dig a little deeper. You're going to get just 2 minutes, guys, to do this, so really rapid, all right? So 2 minutes is to find out a little bit more details, a little bit more emotion is what we're looking for, all right? Cool. All right, so we're starting now. A, do B, and then we'll switch it up. You guys ready to switch it up? Hey, now, I didn't see any tears. So B, it's up to you guys. All B's, let's go for it, okay? You got 2 minutes. Switch it up. That was the fastest 2 minutes ever, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It's really fast. Like I said, I will be totally annoying, and I'm going to stop you guys as soon as you get going, you go, dang it, it's almost there. All right, so here's what we're doing now. So this is, hopefully you guys got some good information, some good intel, and you kind of can relate now a little bit. I mean, again, you just hopefully met somebody new. You relate a little bit about what the challenges they might be running into. So what we're actually going to do now is we're going to try to just, and this is just self. This is just you doing it yourself. And by the way, this is like, as I say in the video, this is a design could be a dirty process. Easiest way to do this, next little section is rip off the top page, because you want to look at the notes. You're going to want your notes nearby. And what I want you guys to do is you write you can see the instructions here. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. Needs, things what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? What do you think, what's the outcome they're going for? Try to that's what you're writing. And the next thing, the insights down, these are the things that maybe you kind of were able to grasp about either that person's body language, maybe the words they used that were interesting to you. These are just your personal insights into what you think that person's trying to say about their last given experience. Give you guys, I have some, an example up here. To show love, express some appreciation, gain some spousal points, which happened. That's what I was going for this past week. But it feels the homemade gifts are more meaningful, right? So they express that. This is actually an actual one from the last one. Connection to the niece. Wanted a better connection to the niece. This is talking about an uncle and a connection to his niece. So those are the kind of things we're looking for. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes, and let's see what you guys can get done. All right. Here, take as much paper as you want. There you go. This is an old one. Okay, yeah. This is just yourself. Just doing it for yourself. All right. Notice a lot of good note taking, guys. Looks like you guys got some pretty good insights. This actually is a tougher part, right? And this is why I also give 3 minutes, a full 3 minutes. Next one is another difficult part. This is actually taking what you've learned now. Again, you're trying to get in the mind, you're trying to make that challenge that they're doing your own. And the next thing is actually define the problem statement. So the problem statement is, and by the way, what's the one thing we know about Agile practices? What's the first time we do something?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. So it's not locked in stone, guys. It's just what we've learned in the short 7-8 minutes you've done now working with these folks, what you've learned about them. And it's your attempt to kind of write a problem statement around them giving a gift. And you can, I'll flip back to this example in a second, but you get 3 minutes, okay? All right, so I know you guys can do it. So, and by the way, the name of the person, you can put the person's real name, or you can give them a persona. It's your choice. All right, so 3 minutes starting now. And again, listen for the stop of the music. It's self, yeah? It's yourself, yeah? So basically, yeah, you're writing it based off what you learned about that person. Yep.
Can it be one or more than one statement here?
Sure, yeah, go for it, yeah. I mean, when you start designing the solution, you might, if that can solve the multiples, right? You know, the challenge there is you want to focus on fit, right? But that's fine, no, absolutely. Again, we're trying to understand what that person's trying to solve.
We shall see.
All right. I don't know if that was an appropriate song for what we're just doing, but you know, it doesn't always work out the best, the random playlist. All right, so this is actually, again, defining the problem statement, or it can be hard, often because we're trying to get it right the first time. This is why also it's sometimes, when you are doing this as a group, it's really good to have people write out their problem statements, get them on the wall, and you know, this is an opportunity for like, what we did like this week, we dot voted. And then we delve into the top 3 and see if there's some threads that connected them. So, but anyways, so good job. It looks like you guys are doing killer on this. Now this is the fun part. We're going to design, and I'm going to ask you guys to sketch. And I say 5 radical ideas. And it could be 2 or 3. This is an example of one from the previous session. You can see the artwork's not awesome. Remember it's about the niece, and the niece wanted to learn. The uncle's like, hey, I can connect more. Maybe we go on trips, and the niece loves food, But the niece is scared about, if you read the problem statement, is scared about eating exotic food, so maybe bring in her own utensils and stuff like that would make her more comfortable. So there are some ideas that came out of this. So that just to give you a little inspiration. So we're going to take a few minutes on this. Again, one of the rules here, don't just write it out. Sure. Yeah, just real simple. Again, we're not judging artwork here, guys. All this is about getting feedback and be visual. So that's the key, being visual. Because by the way, if somebody looks at it and they go, what the heck is that? That gives you an opportunity to talk to them. So it's absolutely fine. All right? So you got 3 minutes. Go as fast as you can. Actually, and by the way, focus more on drawing right now instead of writing out that statement. Focus more on the drawing. Oh yeah, let's get some music. Maybe. This one's appropriate. Then the next one, we're going to hand out the bags. Then the next exercise, we're going to hand out bags. One per table, and then if we have extras, we will start handing out extras. We'll do one per table, and if we have extras, and then where the bigger tables are, we'll give extra bags. Okay? Thanks. All right. Actually, that song almost ended on cue. That was awesome. All right. So, you guys did pretty darn good. What do you guys think we do next? It's kind of hidden on the bottom. If you don't have the handout, it's awesome that you don't know. You need to show your drawings to the other person. That's going to be the next. So hold on a second. So before you dig into the bags, guys, hey, you don't need to dig those in yet. Here's what I want you guys to do, is I want you to, you're going to interview the other person or give feedback. Easiest way to do this now, by the way, if you run this class with a Scrum team or an Agile team, it's easier because you can just say, get up and move to the other person's chair. It's really hard to do that in here. So you're going to need to just kind of lean over and have them look. On this one, guys, again, you get 3 minutes. I think that's what I have. Yeah, 3 minutes to get feedback on the other person's drawing. All right? And you'll see this time we're starting with B. B gives feedback to A, okay? You guys ready? You clear? Sounds like you're going. 3 minutes. give you guys one more of these bags. Oops.
Realize what he might be lacking here.
You give these guys one. They one. Sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys guessed it. Flip it. We're gonna flip it around. Where did it go?
The bag.
Sweet. I'm not going in your bag. You mind if I grab that? Sorry. Flip it around, guys. Thanks. So flip it around. You got 3 minutes. Other person, look at the others. Great job, guys. Keep it going.
I may have narrowed it down a bit.
All right. Let's get back together. All right. This is where it gets kind of interesting. If it hasn't been interesting yet, hopefully it gets more interesting now. All right, so at your tables, and thank you for helping out. We have what I refer to. You have one, so we have an extra one. I tried to, for the bigger tables, I have an extra. These are referred to, I don't know if you got, either I'm a scrum bag or a scrum sack, whatever you want to call it, but it's just supplies for you do. So for this next session, what we're going to do is I'm combining the next two steps. And you're going to have 8 minutes to kind of take the ideas that you got, form it out. You can choose to draw it, or you can just choose to start building something. And again, it can be, I'll give you an example. What they did in the previous session is kind of drew the idea, which is, you can see, just kind of travel internationally. It says ×3, the distance ×3, so get that far away from the US. And then they have, it's kind of they found one of the stickers that had this guy with a mask, and they said, okay, well, I'm gonna, have it. Basically, at the end of the day, it was a travel kit for his niece, and that's what he ended up giving to the idea to give to the niece is a travel kit that included eating utensils, a sleeping drug, which I don't know if you should give that to your niece, but and then like a fun adventure encounter, and they called it an encounter with Chinese ninjas. So, which I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese, but I thought it was Japanese. But anyways, an encounter with ninjas. So that's the idea. So we're going to take some time, build it. After that, of course, we're going to get feedback. The core of this is we want to build something or get something that we can put into the other person's hands and just kind of observe them. Okay? All right, you got 8 minutes. And here, you guys, you guys have, there's a lot of materials out. You guys choose. And by the way, these are for you guys. Take with, please.
I physically built something.
As best you can. As best you can. You guys good? All right. Yeah, you guys feel free. Yeah, jump in. All right, I think they got it. All right, cool.
Yeah, he loves books. He does enjoy weapon type stuff too, that type of thing.
10 minutes.
Yeah, like these are just supplies for yourself or whatever.
Gun range. Love that. Definitely interested in.
Anybody want to trade a hydrogen sticker for a champagne sticker? We're looking for specifics.
It does not. It can be, great question we just got. Does it have to be realistic? Hey, if the person asks a question and you learn from their feedback, then that's all we're looking for. It's perfect.
That usually right now the stuff if you see that there. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have kids' clothes. That didn't work at all. Guess it's like
You guys are doing awesome. You got about just over 3 minutes left. You're doing really great, guys. Gotta get that. See the palm tree? That's amazing. You got some good wireframing chops.
I have what?
Some good wireframing chops. That's really good. That's very good, actually. Cool. You want to, we can, yeah, sure.
See, I feel like my wife may have it now until 2 o'clock in the morning trying to make it exactly.
kind of think about visualizing it. provide these experiences for them.
Force of habit.
I feel like a man with a coffee head.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scissors down. No, I was kidding. All right, good job, guys. Good job. All right, so last part we're going to do, and we have this a few times. First off, I want to mention to you guys, please help out AgileCamp, myself too. We're passing out some feedback forms. Take a moment to do that. I'm also going to mention to you guys, again, these little sacks, if you want these, please just take whatever supplies you want and take them with you. These are, if you're a Scrum Master, if you don't have a bag, or if you have a new Scrum Master, they need bags. So, all right, so here's our last thing we're going to do. We're going to spend the last, well, actually, guys, we're going to do 2 minutes, okay, to share it with each other. Because I'm just looking at the clock. We need enough time to clean up and get any feedback. So, all right, so I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. I want you to talk to each other about your prototype as much as you can, and then we're going to review some stuff, all right? So, go for it.
Your wife would contemplate before the trip. She was going.
To me, it would be
You guys all right? All right, everyone. I'm just going to skip forward. All right, hey guys. So we do have a few extra minutes, so if you want to share your other one with, but I did want to stop and make sure, first off, I want to say thank you to you guys. Last time I did this session, I didn't get a chance to say thank you to you guys for being awesome. This is really, and I really encourage you to go out. If you go out to do a D.school thing, if you like this exercise, this is a thing, again, I encourage you to do with your teams. And you do it over and over again. This is about my 12th or 13th time I've done this. And what I found each time I do it, it's absolutely amazing to me the outcomes of what you guys do and some of the ideas that come out. Anybody want to share one real quick? By the way, the palm tree is amazing. Right? The palm tree is amazing. So, yeah, please.
It's not real.
That's fine.
So, to be thanked, she likes to thank people and give them gift cards. So this is an automatic gift card maker.
Automatic gift card maker. I love it.
Okay, so you have presets if you have people you like to thank often, or you can type in their name and the amount and push the button and the gift card comes
Gift
out.
card comes spitting out. Love it.
How about that?
I had one guy in one of the sessions. And he's like, I love this idea. He's an augmented reality guy, and he's like, I want to create a new toy store because Toys R Us is gone. So to actually use the Amazon catalog of toys and hold up the iPad and walk around like you're walking down the toy aisle. And I'm like, that was the most, I'm like, dude, there's some venture capitalists in this country that want to grab that idea. So brilliant ideas. You guys, you're amazing. again, take supplies. Please help us clean up. Please, if you didn't get done sharing, share with everybody else. But thank you guys so much for coming today, and hopefully you're inspired to go do this. So, thank you.